Hello, Ricky video. Today we're gonna take a look at some battles with Galarian Articuno in the Open Great League here. And I'm actually kind of excited for this Pokemon because it's one of the Pokemon that I cannot really showcase myself. Okay, we have the order a little bit different here, it seems like, with Lickitung in the lead, which maybe makes a little bit more sense, but it's still the Pokemon on the right side, or at least correct in terms of the IVs. Also, you're going to see that the screen looks a little bit different here. It's most likely played on something like an iPad or something like this. So it's a little bit brighter, like a little bit wider than usually, and so it cannot really reach the top there. Otherwise, it would just, overlap with other stuff on the screen. So I think it's still fine, at least for me right now. Commentating is definitely fine. We will be able to see that the MEweedle always going to get a shield advantage against Noctowl, which we already know from the one team that I also made, where I had the MEweedle as a safe swap here, which had the Bastion in the lead though. But here we're going to see that you're going to have now a shield advantage, and you can actually take those moves with your Lickitung, and you can still get to one body slam that would knock out the opponent. Now you have to hope that you can win basically with a one shield advantage and one dead Lickitung in the back. Against the opponent, this looks not really that great here. Stunfisk is going to have access, of course, to the move Rock Slide. You have to let one go through here, I think. Oh, I actually don't know that shielding really helps you here. Because, like, at the end of the day, I mean, okay, you can bait here, and maybe you get the boost that might be a little bit better. Was a little bit risky to bait double resisted move, but you're going to be able to take this rock slide still now. You have to overfarm basically perfectly, and you will be able to go for one more Brave Bird, unless they're super weak to Brave Bird in the back. That's going to be a loss. It's going to be the Pelipper in the back. You have to try to one-shot it with Brave Bird. I don't think this is enough, but we will take a look how much damage this can do. And we see it's actually enough. I actually didn't expect this. Brave Bird nuke is coming through and going to knock them out. Also, do you already have one of the Galarian birds? I don't have one yet. Like, it's already out for so long. I used to do it every day. I'm not going to do it every day right now because, like, wintertime here is really awkward to just go outside. It's raining basically all day for like the last 3 weeks here, and I don't really want to go outside and play for that because I tryharded from when it first came out, never had any luck with them. I encountered at least like 10 or something, and all of them fled. So let me know in the comment section, do you already have one? If like were you lucky with that? I was not lucky with it, and I kind of sad about it because I really would like some, especially with the recent update of Wing Attack. Now also the Galarian Moltres is really good. Galarian Articuno most likely the worst of them all, but actually Psycho Cut is generating a ton of energy, so it's definitely the one that gets to Brave Bird the fastest, which is kind of interesting. We see the shield coming up here. I actually don't think this was the right call to shield here. I mean, you're going to be able to catch the move, which I guess is a good one, and you keep the Brave Bird. Like, this play I'm fine with. I definitely think that was a cool play to keep the Brave Bird there alive, because yeah, I was thinking that you could just let it go and just farm down with MEweedle and keep the shield for that. You can go for some Ice Punches against the opponent's normal Stunfisk gear, which will be super effective against it. They are forced to shield soon. It's still going to be a little tough to win this game. We see the Discharge coming through, not doing enough damage. You can try to go for one more Ice Punch in time. I think they can farm you down here, and you're kind of forced to go for one Brave Bird then. Are you swapping out into your Lickitung? You have to go into your Lickitung. I think you survive one move here. Lickitung is a very bulky boy. Discharge coming through. Never mind, it doesn't. You have to go for your charge move. I think you're still going to outspeed the Obstagoon though, because the counter is double resist against you. And yeah, you can go for the Brave Bird. And this is also finishing off the opponent here. Goodbye, Obstagoon. Bye-bye there. Next opponent coming up, we're going to see a Trevenant lead. A very good lead for you. What do you want to see as well? They're farming up extra energy just now, as you can go into your MEweedle to face off against this Galarian Stunfisk. We know this matchup already. That's going to be a very good one for you, but the opponent has a lot of energy on there. On Trevenant, you kind of go for one more Ice Punch here, and you kind of have to go for the next one in time as well. Will be able to knock out the opponent if they're going to let this move go through, and I think they should, and they're going to do this. They still have to throw against you. You would be able to reach the Ice Punch in time here against the opponent, so we will see that you're going to let this move go through. Actually, you're going to shield this move. Okay, interesting. Okay, this is an interesting play. Like, it turned out alright, but I actually don't know what you want to do in this matchup. Why are they what? Why are they shielding a Body Slam on a Registeel? I guess they want to get the debuff before, but a Body Slam? Really? Like, they don't even know what you have in the bag. I would never shield a Body Slam from a Lickitung on my Registeel in this scenario, even if, like, I have a shield advantage. But I guess still maybe this helped you a little bit. You're going to let this move go through. We see the focus burst coming through as well. You can go into your Medicham. You're going to go for the Ice Punch here. This will allow you to go into your Articuno now. I think one Ancient Power might be already enough because you're so attack rated, but look at the damage of the Shadow Claw alone. They're going to go for the Shadow Ball as well. I mean, yeah, I think this is enough. I mean, you could have also went for Brave Bird because the Lockout wouldn't do enough damage, but you get the boost as well. Boosted Brave Bird, let's go, please. Please do enough damage against this Registeel to knock them out. It does. Boosted Brave Bird going to knock them out. Articuno is just sweeping through the team theory. You'll see a pretty awkward lead there with the Medicham. You can stay in here, but like, yeah, this is going to be an Ice Punch most likely, so you're going to have to shield this move up. They're gonna go into an Azumarill. I think you just go, yeah, you can just go and go straight Brave Bird. You're gonna get a shield back here for sure, at least for the second one then. Or you're actually gonna, this is definitely an Ancient Power, like the opponent would be able to know this as well. But you're going to shield up the next move as well, trying to put some pressure onto the opponent. I think that's okay as a play. You're gonna go actually for another Ancient Power here. They might want to farm you down and see what's going to happen. We're going to see the shield coming up. You can still go for another Ancient Power, but I'm not sure if this is enough. I mean, it got boosted recently in damage. It is enough. Never mind Articuno. You cannot underestimate Articuno, as it seems like. You're gonna go into your Medicham. Actually, never mind. They're running Dynamic Punch now. They definitely didn't know that about that, but Dynamic Punch on this Pokemon now here, which is interesting, as you can go ahead and go for the Psychic. But yeah, they run Ice Punch before. I don't know like which moveset is now the correct one. But it should be still fine. Dynamic Punch is definitely good against this opponent because against the Umbreon, Dynamic Punch going to be an interesting move. Hopefully we're going to see that hit land as well, because it's going to definitely destroy that thing there. It's a very cool answer for the Umbreon there. It's also Feint Attack Umbreon, which is an interesting one there. Feint Attack is not the way to go for it. It's not actually a bad move, Feint Attack. Does more damage to Snarl, generates a little bit less energy, but in general, Snarl is a little bit better, in my opinion at least. We will be able to go ahead and go for one more Body Slam, knocking them close to the KO range, and you can go for the Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch going to knock that thing out, and you're going to be able to win this next game as well. Next opponent, we will find out that they're going to have another Medicham in the lead. You're going to stay in this time around. Medicham against Lickitung is actually a pretty decent matchup for Lickitung, which is so weird. Like, it doesn't make sense. You have a fighter against a normal type. You're going to swap out now into your own Medicham, taking the move. Now you swap back to Ice Punch here. As we will see the Psychic coming through. Going to get the defense drop. That's really unfortunate for you here, as you can go ahead and go for your own Ice Punch. Ice Punch coming through. We're going to get the shield from the opponent. Pretty sure, like, is your best buddy? It's the best buddy Medicham here. I was like, why do you get to the CP if the IVs are like that? But it seems like they are best buddied version there, which is interesting. We see the Lantern going for one Surf, which is going to be an awkward one to deal with, but you still have your Lickitung, which should definitely have a pretty okayish time here. We see the move coming through. You're not throwing here? Okay, you're throwing now. I guess you're waiting for them to go for, like, towards Thunderbolt, and you're going to get the shield from the opponent. You let this move go through for sure, as you can actually farm them down with the Articuno now as well. You're going to swap out immediately here, facing the Medicham from the opponent. And you decide to shield this Psychic up. Okay, this would have been resisted, but you never know, of course. It's most likely now an Ice Punch. Interesting play by the opponent to go first for a Psychic, but you can still survive it. You have a ton of energy now. If they go back into the Lantern, I think you're still going to be able to farm them down. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to go into the Lantern. Can you farm? You're going to go for a charge move. I think that's fine. You still should be able to reach another charge move here for the opponent. It's going to be the War Rain. This is the right call, by the way. Brave Bird does more damage than Ancient Power for sure. But can you get to the Body Slam? You can get to the Body Slam, and you will be able to knock them out. Good game here again. I really want to get my own Galarian birds someday soon. Maybe we're gonna get like an event for that where you can catch them easier or encounter them easier. Would be amazing, not gonna lie. As we see a pretty okayish but kind of awkwardly to deal with, we're going to see the Venusaur here. Venusaur, of course, going to suffer against the Galarian Articuno here, and they're going to stay in for a little bit, but now we're going to face the Stunfisk. This is a little bit tricky. You can let the Rock Slide go through here, of course. You can overfarm a little bit and go for the Brave Bird now. Does Brave Bird 2-shot? I don't think so, right? Nah, just barely not. Like, I actually thought it would do less damage than this. I think if you would go for 2 shields, it could be... Okay, you're actually gonna get a shield advantage here. That's fine. That's, I think, the best thing that you could have done here anyway. Rock Slide coming through, fine for you. You can get some energy advantage now with your Medicham, I would guess. This time around, it's not best buddied. Like, seems like those games were all played in different times then, because it's interesting that the moveset changes. Here again, Dynamic Punch, interesting. We will see the Dynamic Punch coming through now against the opponent's Noctowl. Definitely good that they went to the Noctowl, but this doesn't actually way less than I thought. You're going to catch the move, which is nice. This will not knock you out. I think they're mostly going to undercharge a little bit. Exactly, you can get some extra farm, but definitely the play to go. We're going to see the Venusaur coming in. Your only play is to farm them down now. Like, there's nothing else that you can do. I don't think that really helps you either. I think that's going to be a loss here, because I don't know how the Noctowl is supposed to do anything for you there. You can go for one Dynamic Punch, you're going to get the shield. Wait, is it actually enough to go for Dynamic Punch now? Does it do enough damage to knock them out? It does, actually crazy. Medichamp's coming in clutch with Dynamic Punch there, it seems like. We see the next opponent coming in here with one Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk against you. You can go ahead and go for the body slams, I guess. This matchup is actually pretty neutral, especially if you can shield the Earthquake. They didn't shield the Earthquake here, but it's still fine. I think you could actually win this in the 0 shields, maybe, because you can take those moves, but you're going to swap into your Medicham, getting some extra energy, but also facing a Pelipper in return. Whatever they have in the back, most likely some kind of grass type, I would say, would definitely make a lot of sense here. We will be able to go ahead and let this move go through. It's going to be the Hurricane. It's actually going to be the Hurricane. It's going to be an awkward one. You can farm them down with a Lickitung, I guess, but it's going to be also a little bit tricky. Lickitung going to take this Weather Ball, like it's not really worth it to shield this one either, as we will see that they can go most likely back into the Galarian Stunfisk. No, actually, as I said, it's a grass type at least in the back, but they actually don't go into the Galarian Stunfisk, which is interesting. They're going to go into the Meganium. Stunfisk now can go for one Rock Slide here. We can go ahead and shield, they're going to shield up the move most likely as well here. They do. You don't get the boost sadly, but you can maybe even bait them again. Do you shield this? You're going to shield this. Rock Slide coming through, you kind of want to bait here, right? Oh, they're going into the next move in time. Now it doesn't really matter if you bait or not, but like it's still like such a rough scenario. You're gonna go for the bait. That's a very risky here. Do you get the shield? You do get the shield, which I didn't expect. And you can go for one Body Slam, which does not knock them out. The other move would have knocked them out. So it's going to be a tough one. You can go for still another charge move here. But I think if you went for the other move, you might have had a chance for the Power Whip. But the Brave Bird going to knock out them now, but the Stunfisk I think has enough energy still to survive everything. Yeah, you're going to lose this match here. If you just went for the Power Whip, you would have won this game actually, which I didn't expect was possible, but a slight misplay there. Maybe you didn't know on which side your move was. Power Whip would have been the way to go there. Next up, we're going to see here a Lantern in the lead, which is definitely where you want to see it, especially with your Lickitung here having access to the move Power Whip. We'll be able to whip the thing down and going to go straight for this super effective move. Let's see how much damage it's going to do. It's going to get shielded, of course. Actually, don't know how this matchup gonna go. I think the Lantern actually might have some play in the 2-shield scenario. We'll see. We see the Surf coming through, and you can go for another Power Whip in time. Let's see if they're going to let the Whip go through, and we're going to see the Whip going to go through here, doing a ton of damage, and you swap onto the charge move into your Medicham. Interesting decision here. We see the Swampert coming in here. That's definitely also an interesting one. We see the Hydro Cannon coming through immediately. Does knock them out. You can go for the Psychic, and the Psychic will hopefully give you another shield here or nearly knock them out. You're going to nearly knock them out. You could actually, yeah, you could let this move go through. You can farm them down with your Articuno. Let's see if this is going to be enough. You sadly cannot farm it all in time, but you will be able to get a ton of energy here and shield up the Hydro Cannon coming in. We see the opponent coming back most likely into the Lantern. No, actually into a Walrein. You can go ahead and go for the Brave Bird here. Brave Bird coming through. Let's see how much damage it's going to do. Brave Bird coming through. We're going to get the shield. We will see the shield coming up as you can let this move go through against the opponent there as well. Actually, I think it would have been better to go for the Ancient Power anyway here. It's a little bit tricky. Unless the opponent tries to catch now, there's not a lot that you can do anymore. Let's see. They're going to try to catch. Still doesn't help you. You need to get the boost here, basically. You're going to undercharge, which is interesting. Doesn't help you, sadly. You're going to be able to still hit one more charge move here, but this will not knock out the opponent's Walrein most likely, so it's going to be a good... Never mind. It's still going to be a good game, but it actually knocks them out. Articuno does so much damage. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for sending those battles. There's a form in the description where you can also send in your battles. If you liked this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video, and bye!